right? They haven't expanded
really
all year long. You think about the Search, which has been their best mode. 5 map wins there, but 4 of those have been Colossus. Same thing for the Hardpoint. The only successful map that they have this split has been Colossus. So, you know, these guys just feel like they're behind. And it does feel like a ticking time bomb, but hey, winning cures all. A huge win here, and you get an upset, you feel a little bit better about yourself.
Boston, I asked production if we had to talk about you. They said you have sponsors, and we're obligated to show your skin. So there we go. That was Boston. Let's talk about the team that's expected to win here.
Has been a little bit lacking. We'll see how things unfold as Boston already get a little bit flipped out as Metals, his opening route, has Miami feeling pretty comfortable over the top of P1.
They hit the really long route through P2 on the pinch, found 1 kill, and for now it's taking off Boston out of the time. But it's still 20 seconds left. They reinforce their way right back through the middle of the map. Nasty, Snoopy, and Purj all light up the kill feed. Metals last man standing. Forced to try to make something out of nothing. Can only take down 1, and now all your teammates off the rotation in it.
Yeah, Spart, the only one there. Ooh, a little bit too wide on that slide out. Maybe not expecting that Miami was full hitting the rooftops as they were. Trake's a little bit of trouble here, but is able to shut down Nasty up close and personal. Spart there for his trade off of his regeneration into this play. Miami in the time for now, but not spawning close. Boston have the numbers, looking to crack through garage.
Yeah, they're trying to pressure from every angle possible. Nasty finds a trade through the back door. Purj and Snoopy effective through mid couches, so the break is good for now, and they're also winning.
Worked out nicely, showing some versatility. As Trakes tries to close off mid couches, that'll be shut down. And now panic ensues here for Miami once again, just trying to survive inside the hard point for the scrap time. Not going to work out. Snoopy's double clears the field, and Boston will have the last 15.
Yeah, Boston are overwhelming them right now with a lot of pressure, especially because they're having those close spawns to consistently keep on flooding. But now you're going to find yourself up by 20 to 25 off the rotation towards P3. You already have Dojo control, a lot of presence as well through the middle of the map. All you're looking for is the first gunfight to go your way. And you at least find it
from Miami. Spark gets 1. Super has no idea what to look at, and that is 3 for Spark. What a play. 5 and 4 now for Sparty. 60 to 32 the score, with Miami set up for a Dojo hit. But a kill at mid-map from Metals has a lot of Boston searching for him at mid-cut, and Trakes just cleans up 3 for free from the front. So another moment where you kind of evaluate Boston and say, where's our communication? We should have calmed just one guy at mid. No one was watching Dojo.
Yeah, 100%. It needs to be more focused on Dojo's side. Metal gets 1 kill through the middle of the map, and everyone just breaks down and thinking, all right, that there has to be multiple players in that position. But no, you give up Dojo, and Trakes pops a 3-piece, and now all of this remaining 30 seconds goes in favor of Miami, plus the rotation over towards New. So definitely a bad moment there for Boston.
They will clear out the old time a touch and have numbers to at least make their way in. Super caught, try to play on the rooftops away from the angle on the hard point. And that movement from Trakes, yeah, that'll keep Purj guessing just a touch, but the pinch is on the way. Miami still spawning close. Super trying to work this out with Rancor, but they're going to wait for all 4 members to jump in. Super up close and personal shut down as Snoopy holds the line for a moment, but the close spawns for Miami will secure the break.
Yeah, now they have the numbers to reinforce their way, plus some. Take some extra space through rooftops as they take the lead by a slight margin. Still 20 seconds to go. Not a single player from Boston. They're going to hit some of these long routes. Everyone committing through the front door. They do find the opening kill. So you should try to overwhelm them with pressure for the final 10 seconds and keep them trapped towards the backside of Dragon. But you have one player
doesn't finesse long enough as Metals just goes up and over. Miami will at least stabilize the P2 side of the map as the hard point stays open.
Yeah, big kills out of Metals from mid-cut to find a double. Alleviate the pressure on the time, and now all of your teammates trying to flood their way through couches. But Sparty Supreme is holding it down with the AR. Locks up a double, can't find kill number 3. It's going to lead to Miami break, and now they're thinking about the spawns for next because you get a little bit too aggressive and Boston flip you.
Yeah, Metals able to get 1 for free. Well, not really for free, but he gets 1. And look at the spawn for Metals right back into the play on the bottom side of the map, thanks to the fact that P1 is still open. Spart trying to find players inside the hill. Snoopy trying to work around the back, but Rancor gets 2. These are big kills right here for Spart. Can't find anything. Nasty following up, is able to catch 1, but is surprised by the play through couches early. Boston still getting split spawns, have a couple members in the back, but this route from Metals, you just don't expect Boston to spawn down there, but that's mostly thanks to Rancor pushing too far out of rooftops.
Yeah, they were just spawning rooftops, so unfortunately off the respawn, you're instantly blocking that deep spawn for Boston. Still does not matter because your teammates have been able to hold this down. Even with Boston having the close spawns, you can't get trades in towards the HP. Miami have figured out the recipe here at the P2, just whipping out a couple extra Dravics. Having non-stop pressure, keeping the numbers on your side, you keep that P2 time going heavily on your way. So now off the rotation over towards New, you're going to be uncontested for a little bit, but it's a long route from Spark, gets red, and now Miami are set up for P3.
He's now with ARs, pistol in the back pocket for Trakes, whipped out and found, but Nasty's double has Boston once again coming off of a close spawn, forcing Rencore to stand tall. Can he hold against this Boston push? Great nade over the top. Snoop Purj able to find a couple, Sparta third, and nearly a full team ace comes through as Boston get back into the hard point.
Yeah, it's a big break for a good chunk of time as well. Boston desperately need this 25 seconds, knowing that they do not have the spawns over towards New, but Miami clean up house in the kill feed. They're going to keep the map control and try to close out this game with the next hold. Let's go to a listening with the squad from the Spanish shop.
No tengo info.
Tengo la derecha papel.
Salita, una bala china.
Tengo la derecha papel.
Ayuda. Tengo dos super, no. Push a izquierda, chaval. Abajo info va para salita, no le puedo parar.
No, fondo,
Salita.
Fondo conmigo.
¿Quién es que no le veo?
Voy a abrir nuevo.
No le veo.
Está fondo dragón, está en tiro.
Tengo el chase.
Voy de aquí.
¿Qué hace? Son dos dragón.
Tengo que sacar para nuevo.
Dos topas en dragón.
Abajo info.
Me estoy jugando por eso.
Abajo info.
Derecha, sigue jugando,
Un tiro par. Otro más, no es un tiro.
¿Me tenés medio?
Venga, no, falta derecha. Voy a pinchar entero ahora, ¿vale? Jugar para el medio.
No,
Jugar para el medio. Tengo yo el pinche
uno que más remedio.
Uno pinche pedos ya, le dejo pasar.
Vale,
Dos pedos, otro más pedos, vale, otro más pedos. Mira los pedos.
Ahí no,
Te ayudo. Tome Snoopy.
Está muerto, super.
Me puse a Snoopy muerto.
Está ahí, aguanta, mételo.
Me puedo pusear,
It feels like he's the one right now calling bueno partido, just calling good game because he is dominating.
Oh yeah, when he was 15 and 16, we even said it earlier in this game, he's having a lot of impactful kills, even with the stat line not being the best, but he completely shifts that story when you get over towards the P4, because we were talking about it when we jumped into the listen, and I actually prefer to hold that P4 money hill from the front side than the back, because there's only one entrance. You saw what Boston were doing, even with those back spawns, consistently trying to flood through a doorway, and Meadows is just cutting them down, eventually earns himself a Hellstorm, and then allows him to be in firm control of this game. But yeah, no doubt, when Meadows goes off, Miami are unreal.
Yeah, they're just looking like a complete squad right now. 222, 150, the current count, heading over to P2. Nice moment here, though, for Boston. You give him a full 60. Well, we're right back into a tight game. But Trakes from the front, blows away two, and now Metal's waiting for the perfect timing to say they're hitting the hill. Let me hit a pitch, but Snoopy's prepared. Shuts that down. Super, okay. That sounds about right. There's Super, there's Trakes. They 2v4 the front, and that'll be enough to likely give Miami the win. Boston have to try to find a way to break.
Yeah, look how they're setting this up. They're more than willing to give Boston this back spawn for P2. They have done it 3 times, and Boston have yet to find a break when they need to. It's non-stop pressure. All the SMGs and every single player from Miami Heretics on point as they come out in the map number 1.
See how things move. We're going into the search, and Nasty kicks us off with first blood.
Yeah, great angle from Nasty to catch Rencore lacking. Purj with the frag onto Metals. Instant 4v2, and the bombs getting planted. Just don't force any one-on-one gunfights.
This post plant will be tested initially by Chris Cervantes right up front inside of the P3 stairs. Rotation, though, for Miami. Gonna move over towards Zig. That's the only place not currently being covered, but also with Nasty's position with the scope, you can watch it from here. Whoa! And Super just blows him away. Hold on a second. Snoopy's able to get a trade onto one. Purj, okay, we'll find the other. But for a moment, when Super's hitting shots like that, you're like, not again, surely not.
Yeah, and
Saw Snoopy bouncing left to right.
Purj is a
Rencore, who
maniac.
finds first blood out. I mean, where are we? We're going top tower in the first
he's a
30
psycho,
seconds,
bro.
Jay?
He's a psycho. I understand the team wanted to take early dirt control, and if he gets himself in that position, it's basically a bomb on lock. But
Yeah.
you give your life up for free. Now you force Snoopy to be in an uncomfortable situation. He gets overwhelmed. 4v2, make it a 3v2 as Spark finds one.
Yeah, but Spart is backing away after that elimination, giving a chance to Nasty, who is bailing on the flank. That actually makes this much more difficult because Spart is going to feel very idle. Yeah, and he's just looking for info. And now Nasty finds himself up creek without a paddle. Later, that's just, I mean, not the case though. This time Miami defensively, Trakes is gonna clear out all of mid. Metals is sitting here pushing out Nasty, who's like, wait, what? And Snoopy's like, wait, what? So Spart gets one trade back, but a 2v3, and you've got no map control here if you're Boston, and Miami is showing zero respect. And Spart says, maybe you should show a little bit. Never mind, no, you shouldn't.
Running it down. They're just running it down. Now it's Purj left in a 1v2. Bomb's gonna be down right in front of him, but you still know that Super is close by. Now time is starting to dwindle down, so Rencor and him are gonna be roaming around as an army of two, and Call of Duty timing isn't his best friend. And Miami, just with the aggression, catches Boston off guard.
This round for Miami, playing offensively towards a little bit of a focus. Super, just a little shot over towards the inner hallway. Not going to connect on to much. Trophy system keeping the defense in place to play bottom window a little bit longer than Miami would like.
Now, I'm curious if any other POVs spotted some of the players from Boston on there. Very grouped up setup around this A site, because now Super's gonna switch up the angle, get knocked down to 49 HP, and all of his teammates are dropping around him. So now a 1v4 for Snooper. Yeah, let's make it 120 snipes here.
That was an insane shot. Pistol out now. Ooh, almost, but just bouncing back and forth on a pogo stick. A little bit harder to track. Alerted to this, and that will pause the Miami aggression for a moment. Rencor playing by himself behind this B site, valuing his life, and Miami are going to be quickly regrouping. Yeah, for a hot retake, all of it from the front. Trakes to kick us off with the smoke. Super Metals with the first 2 kills, and Boston are just not prepared because they're still anticipating the flank.
Yep, and now someone's instantly on the defuse. It's a 1v4. The guy who originally spotted Metals on the...
Had Nameless up a wall on Friday. Nasty, first blood. That'll work out. Oh, that's towards top ring as well. It puts Miami in a bit of a tricky spot. Metals looking for space, and that little poke to go back through gens and not go forward may have just saved the round for Miami.
Yeah, now that tells you B is uncontested. Let's just get this bomb down. We could also push out their spawn if we wanted to, because Metals has it all on lock. He spots out the glare onto Nasty. No need to try to commit onto that gunfight. Just keep on line on the time to take on down.
Nasty doesn't hit the jump, so he stays safe from the nade.
You ain't clutching from here.
Yeah, I hear that. Purge though, space. Ooh, that's too much damage taken. Nasty able to find a response plus a weapon. Hold on a second. Him versus Super. Scope on scope battle, but now it's an M15 versus a Drosek. And how about Nasty? Up and over, catches the timing, and that's a huge round. Bit of a blind counter offensively here. Purge needs to get at least 1. 1 would be fine. 2 would be a miracle. Done. Wow, and there's no trade. He could go more than that. Wow. Miami caught off guard. Super pistol out, able to find it before the knife can connect, but for a 1v4 with 25 seconds, yeah, good luck.
Hey, GG. Round's already done.
Heard that.
20 seconds left. Let's try to improve these stats if we possibly can. You're not gonna stand the chance.
Metals forward already. Keep an eye on Purge, looking for the hot hand still. Snoopy's dead. There's nowhere for him to go. And now it's just down to Miami commit for a plant, or do we play for this flank? And Purge is taking shots, and now, well, we should know he's behind us, but he's getting some damage in. Problem is Spart has also fallen.
He's
now it's down to Purge, and he can't see Trakes.
Oh, man, that's tough. If you are Purge, you almost got that one done there for Boston. But now it's Nasty left in a 1v4, makes it a 1v2 with a lot of time to work with. But Trakes and Rencor have the back-to-back setup. You got to gun them both out of their socks.
Yeah, there's just no way. Surely not, and no. No, there will be no Reddit-worthy clips here. Okay, I mean, this has been a really interesting search from just the... Make sure that Boston don't push through. But I like this from Boston, saying, okay, if they're trying to fight us over towards ring, we can fight here. We've got better angles than they do. So Nasty will get first blood. Spart information that, yep,
oh my God,
Trakes. But Trakes, the timing here is absolutely impeccable. Super also connects through inner. And now it's a 3v2 for Miami.
Spart's working one flank. Nasty's trying to jump up his way through dirt, and Super
mercy.
has it. Watch. That is so annoying, so
That's
devastating.
stupid.
Because, like, all right, I'm not expecting you to hold this angle with a sniper. And now Nasty left in a 1v3.
That's just stupid. Yep. Map point, but
Purj, he's so great.
you know, he is way outside the play. What do you choose to do here if you're Boston? Do you want a 4-man stack and try to retake from the front? Looks like yes. Super's gonna hold the back angle.
He got a sniper out. You better win this.
Yep, that'll work. If he gets the second one, I lose my mind. Instead, it's just a pistol. A little bit of extra damage. Nasty, nowhere to go. This Miami team is disgusting. And it's a lot of it because, like, the respect you have to pay to Super on the snipe means that, like, you can't just, like, show this, like, Jay, I might go harshly on Boston in this series. You're like, please don't do that. And then,
Yeah. But remember, I'm the former pro, so I can get away with those things, you know?
Oh, right, sure. I can't say that. I'm sitting in plat 1. I can't do that. Here we go. Exposure overload, the break off. Pretty neutral, as we would expect, but Super has made his way around the back. Nasty thought about looking for it, and he still is, but some space has been gained for Boston at mid, and that will be enough to really cancel out Super's position.
No, Super's in position is still going to be very impactful here because he's the lead blocker. You're spawning him so far away from the objective, and all you have to do is consistently keep on stalling time. He's able to line up a double, and Metals is going to fly on in for the score. So Super...
The EMP will reset, and a 1v1 between Snoopy and Tranks goes the way of Boston. But there's no help here, so Snoopy just kind of finesses his life, and keep your eye on Metals. Already slipping around the back. Spart more focused on the front than the comm from his teammate at Purj. As Metals now reaping the reward of that, and all it takes is to stop the play through P2 stairs, and this could be another score.
Yep, just got to take care of Spart, and score number 2 quickly on the board there for Miami. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Boston are
say that is because every time we're on a Boston POV, I feel like I'm not seeing any mouths move. It just feels like we're just individually joining into a 4-man ranked game.
This is tough, man. It's been a tough last couple of matches here for Boston, and they only continue to get worse. You have yet to leave your spawn. It's like the overload we casted earlier where Vancouver were just trapped in their base for like 8 minutes out of the 10. Finally, an opportunity where Boston clean up house 4 dead, another goal line stop. Can they get a score in the next 25? Because they have a lot of space at B.
We're fighting for position. Miami off the spawn, chance to challenge. Can you find a way to crack the code? No, that double shell up top too hard to break. But we flip back over to A. There's nobody home. And that's going to be a Snoopy score. So Boston will get us back to within 1. The exit kills will generate a bit of a hot hand here for Purj, but the clock will expire before the EMP can spawn, and we'll go to a 2-1 half. Should be some inspiration behind what Boston's trying to do.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to be like this beacon of light. I'm trying to make Bryce-tacular proud for a moment.
It's like, bro, like, these guys are professionals. They're professionals, man. Like, they scrim this every day. There's nowhere walking out to the middle of the map and getting 3 dead right off the rip and pulling a hell trap again. And now Miami have an opportunity to quickly get a score because they have everyone over towards B.
Chat, we've lost Study. He's gone. Metals up and over. Able to get...
Shit on. Make sure, yeah, rank car. Rank car P2. 2 guys P2, bro.
Yo, if you get kills, can you bring out Vicana?
Plant left side. Wide left, Eric, maybe. Yeah, I'm telling you, you want Vika with one. Vika, yeah. Then go there, Chami. One ball. Super there, two super there. Weak. 2-1, bro. Come on there. I can't stop it. It's not great. I'm trying to help. I'm GG. Mel's gonna chase me Vika. Let him hard on the ball. No, I couldn't stop him. There's a guy on the nice job. I hear him. Mel's gonna be Vika. Weak, hit him twice. He went back again. A long box dead.
Jay, it feels very rudimentary. This guy's here, that guy's there, I died here, this guy's weak. I mean, you've got Nasty trying to call a play, and just the rest of Boston's just nowhere to be found. I don't know, man. It doesn't feel even remotely
plays. Nasty saying, if you guys get kills, bring the EMP to me. Like, no, it shouldn't be like that. Like, we should be doing something as a team, especially when you're finding the opening kills. But we're consistently trying to run the EMP up the middle of the map instead of lead blocking on one of these sides, and that's just not going to lead to a lot of success. 1:30 left to go.
Yes, sir. It feels all but gone, of course, because it's a 4-score gap. I don't know. Feels like a setting sun right now in some ways towards the mentality, the philosophy, and the design of the Boston roster over the last 2.5 years.
Hold on now. Hold on. They might get one here.
Jay, fine. It's 5-2. Like, cool.
3 dead. And they got 3, but Rencore is able to pop a double, and the other 2 guys are coming off the respawn. So Miami have the numbers to stop.
You picked a hell of a time to start spitting rainbows.
All right, you always got to give the hope. You always got to say.
Oh, now we're giving the hope. Now we're giving the hope. All right,
Opium.
38 seconds left. Miami good 3-0 Boston here. And it will leave a lot of questions that I'm sure there will be a ton of philosophies on the flank tonight about what Boston does in the long period between now and when we restart into Major 3. You know, it's interesting though, because like we come back from Birmingham and the season restarts relatively quickly. So it's like, you really can't necessarily wait on what you get from Challengers event. Like, you have what, a week and a half? Like maybe, but like, I don't know.
Winner Spotlight Super, welcome to the show. Congrats on a swift win. You guys played every team in this qualifier. You walk away with 7 wins. How do you feel about your performance?
We feel good. Like, we could have won a couple of matches, but we take it. Like, we feel good.
Super, if there's one thing that's going to get you guys over the hump to win the championship in Birmingham, what is it?
Probably being more consistent as a team, following like the game plan, and just trusting each other and not depending on superstar plays.
What's the most important game mode though?
The most important game mode, I would say, SND wins championship. So yeah, SND.
I like that.
Sorry, that part. Super, it's been a really long 6 weeks during this qualifier. Obviously, as my coworkers just noted, it was every single team. My question though is, how confident do you feel in Miami and in your team heading to Birmingham? Where is the vibes at? Because you guys have looked unbelievable in the final 2 weeks going into it.
Vibes are high at all times. As I said, we feel good and we feel pretty confident. As we have screamed a lot against everyone this stage,
Yeah.
I think that's why we feel so confident. We know how everyone plays and what we need to improve in order to win. So yeah, we feel really confident.
Is this the most confident you think you've ever felt heading into a major because of all of that prep and all of that time that you guys have gotten?
I don't know. I feel like going into every tournament, I feel confident. So
Valid.
I don't know. I just feel confident at all times.
Final question for you, Super. I was looking at my bracket, and I have you playing G2 over Vancouver in that play-in matchup. How do you feel about the rematch? Because you beat them last time around.
It's gonna be a fun one because they're a good team, yeah. But our match on the Major 1, it was a bit like fake because we didn't warm up. It was the last match of the day. They played before, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a good one.
Second time on land. We're excited for it. Best of luck, man.
Thank you so much. Have a good one, guys.
We will.
Thank
That
you.
is Super with the Miami Heretics finishing at 7-4. And remember, they beat LA Thieves in that game 5, which puts them officially at number 2. It's your Scuff play of the game, though. Talk to me about it, Ann.
I liked everything you said in that interview, except when you pulled out the